Welcome back, everybody. I am making a video today just touching base on Pokemon Legends Arceus. Surprised myself, I actually wanted to throw this up. I've played Pokemon ever since the very first Red and Blue came out and was available when I was a kid. I've played every single game, I've owned every single game. I did purchase and I do own this game. My Nintendo Switch is broken, and I have a Switch Lite that I've played the game on. However, I couldn't use an Elgato to capture footage from that directly, so I am playing on a Yuzu emulator, but I do actually own the game, so please don't freak out about this being on an emulator or pirating or anything. I do own the game. This is from my own copy as well, that I dumped and pulled the files in order to be able to play on the emulator. So the game starts out, and one thing is you've dropped out of this hole in the sky, rift in time and space, and you end up very far away from said rift, but no explanation of how that happened. You just fell from the sky and ended up on a complete different portion of the region here. The game is really slow to start, I will say that, and when I say slow to start, I mean for at least the first hour of the game is all introduction. You will complete multiple missions within that time frame, but it is all introduction. There's a lot of new mechanics to this game, I understand. At no point in time did I really feel like the game wasn't progressing or there wasn't a reason for everything that was being done. There's a lot of content for them to go over, a lot of new stuff, and there's also just a lot of dialogue in the beginning, but it was all interesting. I see them introducing the main characters, filling them out, explaining all of these new mechanics, and it all makes sense, but it's definitely one of the most drawn out introductions to a Pokemon game I have ever seen, and it's not something that I would enjoy starting over. I would definitely not want to start a new game here. The replayability is definitely taking a hit. Couple of things that I want to point out: the new aim and throw catching mechanic out in the wild is definitely welcomed, and they go over that really well, but it's kind of drawn out. They probably could have done a little bit less of it, but the difference is in Pokemon, some Pokemon are skittish, some Pokemon will attack you, some Pokemon you need to battle, some Pokemon you need to sneak up on, some Pokemon will run up like they want to be caught. So it kind of shows you the difference between all of that. It does take like 20 minutes before you even get your starter Pokemon in the game. You will see that there are a lot less trainer battles. The battle mechanics are different, and they change throughout the game. Even within the first hour of the game, when everything is explained, there's new moves and abilities, agile moves, things that are introduced later on that you won't even get until much later, when you think you're already through the introduction of everything. You catch the starter Pokemon all three at the beginning, and then you come to this other portion where you're required to catch 3 more Pokemon: Bidoof, Starly, and Shinx. And it seems like that's when the game starts to repeat itself, but this is not the same. It's actually for a reason. They're wanting to explain the difference between different ways to catch Pokemon. Not every Pokemon is just aim and throw a Pokeball. So that is kind of double touched on, but there's a reasoning for it, so I can understand that as well. And I'm in no way trying to say that this is a good game, this is a bad game. Personally, I think I'm going to play through it. I think I enjoy it. I think there's some good things implemented here, some good changes that they can put in future games moving forward that would bring a lot more to the series. I do like a couple things to touch base on. Your age. They said you look around 15. It's a little bit older than traditional Pokemon games. People aren't necessarily nice to you. You can take damage you yourself. Outside of your Pokemon, you can be attacked. You can have other Pokemon attack in a situation where you're fighting a Pokemon and the other wild Pokemon come up behind you, kind of get surrounded. So there's a lot of things that bring Pokemon up a level and make it a lot more enjoyable for an older group of people or an older fan base that enjoyed the games when they were younger, kind of more inclusive to everybody. And I struggled with that as a kid who grew up playing Pokemon, played every single game. The last couple of entries, I struggled to even make it through the main storyline of the game, and only played really for the reasoning because I'd played every other game since I was a kid, and I didn't want to change that. I was hoping for more from Pokemon and didn't get it the past few entries. Here, I mean, this guy completely knocks you out. You're joining a team that eventually becomes, or is associated with one of the evil teams that you were against in the previous game in some way, and some of that is still lingering. I'm not sure where this story goes, where this progresses. Like I said, I haven't played the entire game myself. I'm planning on playing through, and I do enjoy the new catching mechanics. I do like how they brought it back to gotta catch them all, like I said, the original Pokemon series. And when you think it's done holding your hand, mission complete, again, you're wrong. You have to go through crafting. It has to be explained to you. It does touch base on it very briefly, and it gets in more detail later on as well. Like I said, it seems repetitive sometimes, but there's always a reasoning to it. There's something new added when it goes back and it touches base on that, and it's necessary. I mean, you have to know how to catch Pokemon, you have to know how to craft Pokeballs. You're not just going to the Pokemart and buying Pokeballs in this situation, and that changes throughout the time with different things that you can craft. And then also you see here, right when again you think that you're about to get out of there, is something else. Side quests, which is something cool that they put in there too, completely optional. They give you extra things adding in, and then again when you get out here, sorry for the glitch, again I'm using the emulator for this video, you learn how to dive out of the way again, so if a Pokemon's attacking you directly. Like I said, there's a lot of really good things they put in here. Is the world amazing, full of life? No, there's one city. From what I've seen in this game, and everything is barren. There's a lot of empty space. It looks like the world building could have been a lot better. Some of the textures are muddy and gross and repetitive. There's a lot of things that are negative, and they could have done way better. I mean, this is 5 years after Breath of the Wild came out, and look at the difference in just the quality of the graphics in the game. I mean, we know what the Switch is capable of. So that's not what they're going here, and this can't be written off as simply an art style. But the mechanics in the game, are they fun? Yes. Are they welcome? For me, yes. Do I enjoy the game? Personally, yes. Am I going to play through it? I believe so. Personally, I think that they've broken ground on a lot of things here, and a lot of this can be implemented in future games. A full-fledged Pokemon game with multiple cities, big areas, different places to explore, more people. Like I said, individual cities, 8 gyms, Elite Four, everything just like in original Pokemon games leading up to this, how it's always been. Except maybe implement another portion where you can't get to the next gym until you complete a portion of the Pokedex. They can take a lot of the good that they've given us here and implement that into the traditional Pokemon stuff that we've all came to know and love over the years, or we remember. They can keep, like, I would personally like them to keep the older age range. I would like them to keep the more serious tone. Not everybody's friendly, a lot less childish just overall in the way everything seems to be moving forward, the way that you're approached, the way that you're spoken to, the dangers in this world that you're in, of what Pokemon can do, the ability to get hurt yourself, the things that you need to watch out for, other people. There's more to it, but I don't know. Maybe one day we will get that game from Game Freak. I don't think this is it, but I think this is a step in that direction. But you guys let me know what you thought about the game. Personally, I think there's a lot of good things here, but they need to work on implementing this, like I said, into the traditional Pokemon. They made an empty game with a lot of cool new mechanics. That's what it looks like to me. A lot of improvements, but it seems like this is something that needed a lot more work to be a complete game. And it seems like they used an empty world and made that part of the game to their advantage, so that they could push this game out and not have to put more into it. But like I said, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, let me know what you think down in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys next time.